Welcome to Brain Vision.
So in this problem, let's take an example of simple harmonic motion like an oscillating pendulum. So let's say if this is the starting point of the pendulum, then if we say that this is when the pendulum has its maximum amplitude, so we can say that this distance as given in the problem is 0.21 meters. So we can say this is x equal to 0.21 meter. So for one period, the pendulum should, so let's call this point A. So for one period, it will go to point A, then it will come back. So let's use blue arrow to show that the pendulum goes on the left. Then it comes back. So this red arrow shows that. And after that, it doesn't stop there. It will go on the right side. It will travel the equal distance as in the left. So that means this distance over to right will be same as on the left. So this will be 0.21 meter as well. Just to be exact with the signs, we can say this left hand side as, we can set that this left hand side as negative, because if we want to use the coordinate system here, so x will be negative, and we'll consider the right hand side of direction as positive x. So that means, again, if we use the blue arrows, it will go on the right, which is denoted by this blue arrow, and then it will come back, which is denoted by this red arrow. So that means for the total one period, the pendulum will go on the left, then it will come back, then it will go on the right. After that, it will come back to its equilibrium position, which is, let's call this as 0. So this is what one um, period looks like. So let's call this point B. So that means we'll have x is equal to a. Let's call this distance O to A, or 0 to A, as A, which is again x. So the pendulum will go from 0 to A, then so actually, the pendulum, so let's call this point O. So the pendulum will go from x equal to O to x equal to A. After that, it will come back. So that will be x equal to A to x equal to O. Then it will go on the right. So that means x equal to O to x equal to B. And finally, it will come back. So x equal to B to x equal to O. And since the distance is equal, and we'll just take the absolute value to calculate the total distance traveled by the pendulum. So the total distance will be 4 times 0.21, which is half of the distance from O to B or O to A. So the total amplitude, or the total distance, will be 4 times A, or O to A, which is 0.21 meter, which is 0.84 meter in total. So that means for one period, the pendulum will travel 0.84 meter. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.